You know, for so many of us, a university degree it's more than just a piece of paper, right? It's years of hard work, it's the key to your future. But what if you couldn't trust it? What if the whole system was just flooded with fakes? It's a huge problem. Well, today, we're going to look at Nigeria's really ambitious plan to fix this using technology.
Is that degree real? I mean, it seems like a simple question, but it's pretty unsettling when you think about it. For employers, for the schools themselves, and especially for the graduates who did the actual work, this idea of fake credentials, it just casts this huge shadow of doubt over everything. And that's exactly the problem we're going to unpack today.
And listen, the impact here is massive. It's not just, one person getting a job they shouldn't have. It goes way deeper. Fake certificates, these unearned honors, they literally chip away at the value of every single legitimate degree out there. It ends up damaging the reputation of the entire country's education system, and that creates this trust problem that really affects everybody.
So, the big question is, how is Nigeria fighting back? How do you restore that trust? Well, the government has just approved a brand new federal program that's designed to tackle this problem head-on, and it's got a pretty catchy name, actually. It's called the NARD system.
Okay, so what is NERD? Well, the name stands for the Nigeria Education Repository and Data Bank. And what it is, at its core, is a massive, centralized digital hub. Think of it like a single source of truth for every single post-secondary academic record. We're talking every university, every college, every professional school in the entire country.
And let me tell you, the goals here they're pretty ambitious. This is about way more than just catching fake degrees. I mean, yeah, eliminating fraud, that's number one for sure. But the system also wants to make verifying credentials super simple, create this permanent, secure archive of the country's academic work, and even use all that data to help with better national planning. It's a really comprehensive approach.
All right, so that all sounds great on paper, right? But how does it actually work, like in the real world? Let's break down the actual steps, from the classroom all the way up to the cloud, to see how this thing functions.
The whole process is designed to be really straightforward. So first, the universities have to upload all the key student records. We're talking theses, final projects, the whole deal. Then, when a student gets their certificate, it's issued with a special unique QR code and something called a National Credential Number, or NCN. And from that point on, anyone, an employer, another school, whoever, can just scan that code with their phone and boom, instant verification. They know it's legit. It's really that simple.
And you can really see the transformation here. I mean, think about it. What used to be this slow, manual process that was just begging to be forged now becomes instant, digital, and secure. It's standardized for the whole country. The difference is, it's night and day. We're moving from a system filled with doubt to one of digital certainty.
Okay, so who really benefits from all this? Let's take a look at how this new system helps out pretty much everyone involved. Because this isn't just some boring administrative change, right? This has real, tangible impacts on students, on businesses, and yeah, even on the government.
You can kind of think of the positive effects like ripples in a pond. It all starts with the student, the individual graduate. But it quickly spreads out to employers, to the universities themselves who have their reputations to protect, and even to government planners. I mean, just imagine, with accurate data, they can make much smarter decisions. They could see exactly how many software engineers are graduating in a certain region and use that to decide where to invest in new tech hubs. It's powerful stuff.
Now, if you're a student or a recent graduate, this is a total game changer. Seriously, it means all that hard work you put in is now protected. Your degree becomes instantly trustworthy, easily verifiable, not just at home in Nigeria, but anywhere on the planet. This could be a huge boost for your career opportunities globally.
And what about for employers? Well, the benefit for them is just as clear. The risk of accidentally hiring someone with a fake degree, it goes way, way down. The NERD system gives them a simple tool to hire with confidence. It saves them time, it saves them money, and it makes sure they're building their teams with people who are actually qualified.
Okay, but let's be realistic here. Trying to implement a system this big, well, it's a monumental task, and is really important to have a balanced perspective on this. It's not going to be a walk in the park. There are some pretty significant hurdles that have to be cleared for this NRD system to actually succeed.
And make no mistake, this isn't just some idea being floated around anymore. The policy is officially approved, and there's a hard deadline in place. Enforcement is set to become mandatory on October 6, 2025. So yeah, the clock is definitely ticking.
So what are the biggest roadblocks we're looking at? Well, for one, the cost. Digitizing decades of old paper records, that's going to be expensive for a lot of schools. Then you've got data privacy. We're talking about a huge amount of personal information, so you have to get consent and data protection right. And for this whole thing to work, enforcement has to be consistent across the board. You can't have some agencies using it and others not. And finally, there's the long game. Funding the system and keeping the technology up to date. These are definitely the key things to keep an eye on as we get closer to that 2025 deadline.
And all of this brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? The NERD system is a really bold, technology-driven leap of faith. The promise is just immense. We're talking about restoring trust, protecting the value of education, and building a stronger foundation for the entire country's future. But can one single digital platform really transform a nation's academic integrity on that scale? I guess we'll have to wait and see. The answer is really going to unfold over the next few years.